So do you have a high performance team? If not, then consider investing, because the more time you put into your teams, the more you're going to get out. It goes without saying. A high performance team will be 5 times more productive than a normal team. So you will get a return on your investment. But it's not easy. You do need to have patience, and you also need a great dollop of creativity. There are no guarantees you'll get your A team and an A team which is going to deliver the results you're looking for. But you have a jolly good chance with some guidance, and I'm going to use the Tuckman model to help you to understand the dynamics of your team, to understand the feelings and the behaviours that your team are going to go through, whether that's because you've put together a new team, a project team, or there have been changes within your team. I can help you get the best, and you can guide them the best way you can by leading them and being part of that team to get them to the point where they are producing the results and having the productivity and the performance that will make your business and keep your business competitive.
So what are the stages of the Tuckman model? Well, we've all been on those we've all seen those reality shows. We may have even been on a reality show, and we know it's amazing to watch people when they come together. And it's exactly the same as when a team come together on a project or whether they've just been put together. There are these stages that they go through. And the first stage is that forming stage where we get together, it's all very friendly, we're kind of sussing each other out, we're kind of excited, a bit, maybe apprehensive to what's going to happen, a little bit excited. And then it turns into something quite different, and that's when the entertaining point comes. It's where they start to argue, they start to vie for their place, they don't necessarily agree with each other, they get defensive. That makes great entertainment, but you don't need that in the workplace. Now, human nature is that we do need to do that. We need to sort of decide where we sit in the pack. And it's a natural process, but as a leader, we want to get through that as quickly as possible and without too much damage. They then go through to the norming stage. And that's where you're now beginning to see the team work together. They're a little bit more confident, they understand each other, they're probably talking to each other a little bit more with that insight, they manage things quite well. They're starting to work, and that's the key. They may slip back into storming, that's inevitable. But again, as a leader, it's actually how you keep them moving in the right direction to get to that performance. And the performance stage is when they actually are doing the job. They're doing it right. They are very confident. They've got close bonds and they trust each other. They can deal with stuff because they all have one belief, one clear aim of getting the job done and doing it the best they can. They know what it is that they're being put together to do. So what I'm going to do is going to take you through each of those stages one by one.
The first stage of the Tuckman model is the forming stage. This is where we all get together, we're terribly excited, we're anticipating what's going to happen, we're feeling very optimistic, maybe a little bit pleased with ourselves that we've been chosen for this team. So as a leader, you need to be thinking very quickly, what is it that I need to do to get the best from this team from the very start? And that is key. You need to be quite firm and clear and tell them exactly what's expected of them. Expected about the task which they've been put together to perform, and each person's role within that task. You need to be clear. What is it they're going to do, how they're going to do it, and what the result needs to be. You also need to be clear about the decision-making process and how they're going to make decisions. So they are, again, clear about that. You need to be contracting, in other words, very clearly contracting with yourself, with the team, to set up the rules and the guidelines so that, again, it's extremely clear and explicit exactly what this team is going to achieve. I also think it's really important as a leader to get the best from the team to talk about risks, talk about how we're going to handle those. We're going to talk about rewards and recognition, because we need to be celebrating successes. Very often forgotten, but even those small successes need to be celebrated to help to get the team on track to the performance stage of the Tuckman model, and more importantly, to be performing the tasks so that you remain competitive and you get the performance that you're looking for and the productivity.
Next step in the Tuckman model is the storming phase. Yes, the storming phase. We have arguments, we have conflict, we may have defensiveness. They may be even questioning, why am I here? Why are you in this team? It's not necessarily pleasant at this point. So how do we get the best from our team at this point? And if you have done the setup at the very beginning properly, you can reiterate and be very clear about the rules that that team, and I reiterate, that team decided and agreed. And it's good to tell them again what the purpose of being together is, the goals and what the tasks are involved, their roles and their responsibilities, what was agreed at the very beginning during the forming stage. And you might have to make some tough decisions, because if some team members are holding back from making decisions, they've got to kind of be encouraged to go with the majority. And if they're still holding the project up and not willing to make decisions, you may need to remove them from the team altogether. Stage 3 of the Tuckman model is the norming, and now we're now beginning to develop unity, and they're really coming together. We have open, constructive conversations. They are accepting of each other. The work is now starting to come out, which is brilliant. And there's harmony, there's friendliness and confidence in the team, which is fabulous. So as a leader, it's starting to feel quite comfortable. There may be moments where you need to channel behaviours in the right direction if it's disrupting the calmness. You may, again, it's really important to keep things open and honest, so inform the team of the progress that they're making, and again the successes, and celebrate those successes no matter how small they are. And start to spend time with individual team members, coaching and supporting them to develop their capabilities through the project, so that they are keeping in line with the task, the team role, and your business strategy. The final stage of the Tuckman model is performing. And this is really now getting the job done. They understand each other really well now. They understand each other's strengths and development points. They have good insight into how each of the team members are working together. Everyone feels good about what's happening and the progress they're making. And they have the ability to prevent and work through problems, which is fabulous. And you even might find that there are team members which have kind of got some really great bonds going on. So as a leader, you're now going to adopt a non-directive role, and you can concentrate on the strategy to keep it going forward and moving that plan forward. You can facilitate the communication still and make sure, it's really important, you ensure that successes are continued to be communicated and rewarded, so that performance continues and continues.